So hello student, today we will discuss about the road users and the vehicle characteristics. So this is another topic under your traffic engineering. So the module is, as you know, it is the introduction of the traffic engineering, and under this is the road users and the vehicle characteristics. So if you remember that we have discussed a few things about the road users and the vehicle characteristics, the brief about the thing in my last classes. So that was the introduction to the traffic engineering classes, where we have discussed the total in a nutshell what is the traffic engineering in a nutshell we have discussed. So basically we have learned from the previous lecture that what are the various components are included in the traffic engineering, and as I said that we will discuss the each and every component from the next classes. So first thing, if you remember, we have talked about the road users and the vehicle characteristics, and our today's point of discussion, or the today's topic of the discussion, is the road users and the vehicle characteristics. So let me introduce myself Dr Debasish. I am the assistant professor of JS College of Engineering. Here is my mobile number and email ID is given. So if you have any query, you can reach me to this contact details. So what is transportation? First thing, we need to know what is transportation. Now we are going to some deep analysis of some deep study. In my last classes we have discussed on a brief, as I said, it is a nutshell of the traffic engineering. Now when we talking about the particular topic or the particular lecture component of the traffic engineering, we need to be focused in more deep manner, and for that we first need to know what is transportation. So from the term transportation itself, we have an idea. There are good transportation, there are the passenger transportation. So transportation is basically, the general meaning of the transportation is the movement of human being or any object from one position or from one point to another point. This is the simplest definition of the transportation. Movement of human being or any object from one position to another position is known as the transportation. Now what is transportation system? It is not like that the one person or one object is moving, is can easily move from one position to another position. There must be some organization, there must be some system. So there are various types. A total a team is there, a chain is there in between each component for movement of that particular object or the person from one position to another position. Say suppose you have heard the good transport facilities, that is they transport the goods from one position, the packers and movers. In better word, it is called the packers and movers. So what the packers and movers do, they basically pack your items, pack your goods from one location, and they are shifted to another location where you are instructed. Now is it simple to generate this thing, or completely possible? No. Say suppose the one the first thing is, what for packing and moving, you have to contact the various or alternative the packers and movers available in a area, and from that you will select one best packers and mover. This is nothing but, if you remember, this is nothing but the origin and destination. I have discussed that in origin destination, what I told, say suppose from point 1 to point B, I want to go from point A to point B. There are four alternative routes, P, Q, R, S, and I have selected the R. Now why I have selected the R? There are various parameters are there. In the same way, say suppose for moving my object, for moving my good from location 1 from West Bengal, say suppose I want to ship to Delhi. So from Calcutta to Delhi, I need to ship the thing. So for that, the first thing is that I have to search what are the available agencies are there in my area who are ready to transport my goods from one position to another position. Now there are three topics, or based on the three important segment, you select any packers and movers. The first thing is that the cost, how much cost they are charged. Number two is that their rating, means how the users rate their service. And number three is that how much time it will take to move my goods from West Bengal to Delhi. So apart from that, other there are n number of parameters are there based on which we are going to select their behavior, their packaging quality, their the vehicle which they are going to provide. So there are various, as I said, there are various parameters based on which we select a pack and movers. But the major 3 and 4 points I focus. So first thing is the cost, second thing is the reliability. Better I say feedback to it is a reliability, and the third one is say their policies and the other things. So now, is it simple that they came, they packed the things and they moved to the new places? No. So when they came, when you are searching for the vendors or the searching for the agencies, you are making a trip to find the shop or to find the agencies, means you generate some few trip or you generate some few transportation movement to find out your packers and movers service. Means it is not like that I, oh okay, I think that I need a packers and mover, and suddenly one packers and mover came to my house. Oh sir, you are thinking about myself, I am here, please instruct me what should I do. No, 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 this is not like that. For find out the particular agencies, I need to make some trip. Means for making a one single trip of moving my transport from one position to another position, I need to make 10 another trip. So train making more 10 another trip means, so this is a one system, this is the first system, or this is the first step. Rather I say it is the first step for my packers and movers work. The second step is that after the repeated visit to my selected, say suppose initially I have found out 10 number of agencies are there. After talking to them, I have rejected 4 of them. So there are 6. So after the various negotiation, finally I reached to 3 agencies. And from that 3 agencies, I need to came to 1 agency. So this is a process, and for that you need to visit them. They will come to your home, they will see the object which are needed to be shifted. They will give you some quotation, they will give you some damage policy, or say suppose the total, the sum insured amount, based on the sum insured amount, this is the insurance amount you can claim. So there are various type of things are there. So for transportation, for movement of one object or one person from another one position to another position, there are a system involved. I will not discuss in details. If I discuss only about the system of the packers and movers, then it itself take a single class. So this is not my objective, and this is also not, you should not be bothered about so much. I'm just giving you some example that this is a system. What is the system? What is transportation system? What does it mean actually? So for movement of any object or any human being from one position to another position is known the transportation, and the steps involved from the zero level to my completion level is the combination of these steps is called as the transportation system. So the definition of the transportation means, modes. Transportation system is an infrastructure that serves to move people or good efficiently. What does it efficient mean? Efficient means in safe, in rapid, comfortable, convenient, economical, environmentally comfortable. So all these things, as I said, that there are n number of, there are the reliability should be there, the cost is the one of the parameter, the safety is parameter. You will not take a risk if the if you see the history of that particular agency, that out of 10 assignment they make 3 accident. No, I will not go for that agency. I will go for the agencies who have the least accident rate, or least damage rate, or who have the zero damage rate, means the reliability. So this is the combination of all the steps is known as the transportation system. So the major transportation systems are, as you all know, that the land transportation, the air transportation, the water transportation, and the pipeline transportation. inland it is a highway, the railway, the two major most significantly used transportation system worldwide, because due to the easy availability, due to the easiness means the availability in my doorstep, because I cannot say that please the airport authority please take a halt in front of my roof of my house for to take me in the plane. No, I cannot say that. But yes, I can told my nearest taxi driver or the auto driver or the toto driver that please bhaiya came to my house, take me to the nearest railway station or take me to the nearest bus station. That is the door to door service which can be only possible in the highway or the railway. I can it can take me so 5 to 7 minutes walking to reach my nearest station from there where we can take the rail. So this is the most available, most economic, most efficient transportation system which are widely used in not only in India, in all over the world. Next is the air transportation. There are domestic and internationals are there, but very few people can afford it due to the expensive of the tickets of the air. Water transportation, inland, coastal and ocean, very few passengers are preferring until and unless this is the exclusive way to reach one destination, because it takes a huge time or comparatively more time compared to the air transportation or the road transportation or the rail transportation. But if it is like that, that this is my only way of transportation, then I am compelled to take the water transportation. And the last one is the pipeline transportation, by which we can transport the oil, gas or the other things, the liquid things we can get to be transported. So if this is the transportation system, the movement of person or the good over the spaces is basically known. I am repeating this thing from the beginning of these classes. So the study of the traffic engineering. So traffic engineering is a comparatively a new branch of engineering and has grown with the increase in the traffic in the recent year. Because this is said because when you are pursuing for your higher studies, if you want to pursue for your higher study in transportation engineering, very few institute you can find out in India offering the transportation engineering specialization. So this is I'm not saying that this is the new branch. New, it doesn't mean that it is introduced at 2 years or the 5 years back. It is introduced a long back, but the popularity compared to the other specializations are not up to the that level. That is why we are saying that it is a new branch of engineering and has the grown with the increase in traffic in the recent years. As the vehicular traffic began to increase, the congestion on the street began to hamper the safe and the efficient movement of the traffic. More and more accidents were caused, and serious problem for parking and environmental pollution begin to build. It was therefore necessary to give increasing attention to the operational characteristics of the highway transportation and the transportation and study the need for the better geometric design, capacity intersection traffic regulation, signal traffic signs, roadway marking, parking facilities, and street lighting. So this is the introduction of the traffic engineering. Traffic engineering is the branch of engineering which deals with the planning and geometric design of street, highway, operating traffic system to achieve safe, economical, convenient, and efficient movement of persons and the goods. The objective of the traffic engineering, so the basic objective of the traffic engineering is to achieve efficient, free, rapid flow of traffic with least number of the traffic accident. So the thing, the main concern thing we need to keep in mind that the accident should be as less as possible, and the things which the users found in any transportation system, it should be cheaper, it should be safer, and it should be rapid. The factors affecting the traffic: the road users, the vehicles, the roadway, and the environment. Road users mean we are the road users, the human being are the road users. The vehicles, the various types of modes are which are using or which are traveled in the road. The roadway means the geometric feature of the roadway, the width of the road, the length of the road, the shoulder, then your car. These are the few features of the roadway. and the environment which we cannot control or we cannot predict. This is totally uncertain. So the drivers of the various type of the vehicles and pedestrians are known as the road users. They are human beings, hence affected by so many factors. So the traffic characteristic, the first of the most important scientific study is the study of the traffic characteristics. Traffic can be classified into classes, the road users and the vehicular traffic. We have discussed in brief in the last classes. Today we will discuss more details about the road users and the vehicular traffic. So when we are talking about the road user characteristic, it is a human being performing different roles in the traffic, are most important element of the traffic, and so we have to study their characteristics and behavior. Various roles of humans are such as the driver, pedestrian and cyclist, etc. The physical, mental and the emotional characteristics of human being affect their ability to operate the motor vehicle safely or to the service as a pedestrian. Hence, it is important for a traffic engineer to study the characteristics and limitations of the road users. So road users characteristics. So these are the road user characteristics. It may be a permanent, it may be a temporary. So when we are talking about the permanent, it is a physical characteristics, psychological characteristics, and mental characteristics. And if we are talking about the temporary, it is some alcoholic, the drug effect, the working load, illness, the frustration, fatigue, anger. This will come under the temporary characteristics. So we are basically concerned about the permanent characteristics. So under permanent characteristics, the first thing is the physical characteristics. So in physical characteristics, it comes the vision, the acuity, the peripheral, eye movement, clear vision and recovery, perception to the depth and distance, hearing, strength, reaction time, PIV theory. I have give you the brief about the PIV theory, and the psychological, the attentiveness, the fear, anger, impatience, attitude, maturity, learning, motivation, emotion, responding time, and in mental, the knowledge, skill, intelligence, experience, and the literacy. So if you are talking about the traffic characteristic, the various factors which affect the road user characteristic may broadly be classified the physical, mental, psychological, and the environmental. So if you are talking about the physical, the permanent physical characteristics of the driver are vision, hearing, strength, and the general reaction to the traffic vision. Means which are not changing from time to time and location to location, because whatever I can hear at point B, I will hear the same thing at point A or at point C or at point D at different location at different time. So it is not that my vision or my hearing or my strength will be different for the different location for the different time. No, these are some permanent physical characteristics which is constant throughout the your movement. Next, the vision. The vision includes the acuity of the vision, peripheral vision, and eye movement. Glare vision, glare recovery, and depth judgment. Field of accurate clear vision is up to 3-degree cone. However, the vision is fairly satisfactory up to 10-degree in general and 20-degree in horizontal plane. In vertical plane, the vision may be limited to two-thirds of the horizontal plane. And if you're talking about the hearing is helpful for driver, but of more important for the pedestrian and the cyclist. Yes, because if we are little bit of negligence, we can, if you using some earphone or headphone during while we moving in the road, because if you see the statistics of the accident due to the hearing problem, it doesn't mean that the person is not able to hear. It is the negligence to hear, means I am using the earphone while we are crossing the road or while we crossing our train line. So those are the reasons of the hearing problem. Next, the mental characteristics, the knowledge, skill, intelligence, experience, and literacy can affect the road users' characteristics. Knowledge of vehicle characteristics, traffic behavior, driving practice, rules of the roads, and psychological of the road users will be quite useful for safe traffic operation. The psychological factors, this affect the reaction of the traffic situation of the road users to a great extent, Attentiveness, anger, fear, anxiety, phobias, superstitions, and impatience may affect the traffic performance to the great extent. So these are some mental characteristics. Environmental factors which we cannot predict. The various environmental conditions affecting the behavior of the road users are traffic stream characteristics, facilities of the traffic, atmospheric condition, and locally. And the traffic stream may consist of mixed traffic or heavy traffic, whereas the facilities of overtake of faster vehicles may be limited. Similarly, the facilities of the traffic separators, multi-lanes, etc., will also have an effect on the traffic movement. So what is PIV theory? As we discussed in the last class, basically the P for perception, I for intellection, E for emotion, and B for volition. So perception means we have to identify the object. Emotion means we have to understand the situation. Sorry, intelligence means we have to understand the situation. Emotion means we have to control our emotion for taking the decision. And volition time means the final time at which we take some decision whether we should apply the brake or we should accelerate the brake, accelerate our brake. So according to PIV theory, the total reaction time of the driver is split into 4 parts. So this is P, this is our nervous system, this is our nervous system. So this is the P. Perception means up to this we need to understand the what is the objective is. Then the I and E means intellection, understanding the situation and controlling the emotion. It is totally, these two parameters are totally depend on our nervous system of the human being. The nervous system of, that is why we are saying that the PIV, the emotion and the intellection cannot be same for a same person for same person for different time and a different location. It will vary from person to person, from time to time, from location to location, because it depends on the nervous system at that particular time. And we all know that our nervous system is the most complex system which is not follow a particular pattern. It may be different for the for different follow the different decision at the for the different for the same phenomena for the different location and the different time. Okay, so the perception time, as we said, that it is the time required for the sensation received by the eyes or the ears. So where they can receive the sensation, they receive the sensation from the head, from the brain, from the nerve. So it depends on the situation of the nervous system on that time, received by the eyes and ears to be transmitted to the brain. Means we see an object by eye, we hear some sound by ear, and suddenly we send those information to our nervous system. Means we perceive the thing, okay, there is an object by eyes or by ears, and after this we send this information to our head, to our nervous system, to be transmitted to the brain through the nervous system. Now the intellection time, it is time required for understanding the situation. Now our brain, now it's time to work by the brain to understand the situation. Say suppose this is an tree is there, one vehicle is moving. So this is the distance decision side distance model. Say suppose vehicles is moving in this direction, so it is visible, the driver sees, identify hazard, decision taken. And after that, what action taken? It action taken, either it apply the brake to divert the route, or it stop, it investigate, then take a diversion. So the emotion time is, it is the time elapsed during the emotion, sensation and disturbance such as fear, anger, etc. with reference to the situation. And volition is the volition time taken for the final action. So the total reaction time of the driver may vary from 0.5 second to 4 second, and on a standard it is 2.5 seconds. Now we are talking about the lag distance. What is this lag distance? Say suppose I have seen one object far from my vehicles. Now I want to apply the brake, so that, so suppose there one stray dog is sleeping on the road. So I need to be, or I have to, I want to stop my vehicle just in front of that dog or the cat. So I apply the brake, and it is not like that when I apply the vehicle stop at that point itself, they will cover a certain distance to stop in front of that dog. Okay, so this is called the lag distance, means how much distance the vehicles traverse after applying the brake. This is called the lag distance, and it is represented by V into T, where V is the speed of the vehicles and T is the total reaction time. So the lag distance is, so the distance traveled by the vehicles during the total reaction time is known as the lag distance. The reaction time of the driver is the time taken from the instant the object is visible to the driver to the instant the brakes are effectively applied. This is the reaction time. As I said, suppose there is a dog, the vehicle is there, and the driver is already seen that there is a dog. Now they want to take the driver want to apply the brake, and when he apply the brake, it already covered this much to stop the vehicles here. So this distance is called as the lag distance. So now we're talking about the vehicle characteristics. As we discussed, there are two types of vehicle characteristics. One is static characteristics, another is dynamic characteristics. So under static characteristics, which is not changing from time to time, so it is the length, width, height, then the turning angle, height of the vehicle, then the driver's seat, headlight, then the clearance below the chassis. These are the specification of the vehicles which cannot be changed from time to time, but which are changing from time to time is the speed, the acceleration, the braking, the energy horsepower, which are known as the dynamic vehicular characteristics. Now we have discussed till now about the various characteristics of the road users and the traffic. So we are talking about we need this data, we need that data to do the traffic volume survey, to do this survey, to do that survey. So how to do the traffic survey? The next question came in our mind, how to do the traffic survey. So for that it is quite important to study the various vehicular characteristics which affect the design and the traffic performance, because it is possible to design a road for any vehicle but not for an indefinite vehicle. It will not be economically feasible to keep on increasing the geometric standards or thickness of the pavement from time to time to meet the needs. Yes, we cannot increase the width of the road as and when required. No, there are n number of restraints are there, n number of restrictions are there to increase the width of the road. So we cannot suddenly change the geometric feature. So based on the existing geometric features, what are the alternative way to accommodate more number of vehicles to reduce the accident percentage? That thing we need to study using the traffic survey. So the traffic studies carried out analysis the traffic characteristics to decide the geometric features and the traffic control for the safe and efficient movement. So traffic characteristics, knowledge this characteristics is necessary for a proper geometric design and traffic control system, allowing for the safe and the smooth operation. Static include the weight and the size of the vehicle, and dynamic involve the forces that causes the motion of the vehicles. Traffic characteristic is if you're talking about the static characteristic, the design vehicles. These are the some static characteristics. So where we will discuss the length, width, the length, height, the shoulder, the parking system, then the importance to determination the pavement depth, the maximum grade. These are the considered under the traffic characteristics. Then the traffic characteristic, dynamic characteristic, that is the bracing characteristics, acceleration, deacceleration. This thing came under the dynamic characteristics. And power of the vehicle, which is also dynamic. It is depends on the loaded weight of the particular vehicle. Then the braking characteristics means whether we are applying the brake and whether it is applied properly or not. That is called the braking characteristics. So if it is not, then there will be chances of accident will be there. So basically from this lecture we have learned the thing is that it is the thing is that the PIV theory, the perception, emotion, the perception, intellection, emotion, and the volition time. What is the lag distance? Means the total distance covered after applying the brake. Suppose when we see some object in front of us, the static characteristics, the dynamic characteristics of the road user. So this is the details about the various types of the characteristics we have learned from the this lecture. So in next classes we may discuss in some another topic of the traffic engineering. So thank you for listening. If you have any query, my email ID and my mobile number is given, contact number is given. You can contact me on the given contact details. So thank you for listening, and thank you for the next classes. What we will discuss some new topic in the next classes. Thank you all.